Hello and welcome to the Blue Lounge Podcast, the show that vents about anything and everything. So come spend some time in our idiocy and maybe feel better about yourself. This is our first podcast. Welcome. We are talking about OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
And
is that where you get to show your butthole for money?
it's where you wish you could show your butthole for money. Is what it is.
If somebody would pay money to see my butthole, you'd be seeing it right now.
So if you don't know, OnlyFans is a subscription site, a pay subscription site where creators can go on and do whatever the hell they want. It has, since its creation, apparently, most recently become a porn site, I guess, where lay people, regular people, can go on and show their buttholes for money.
Show their butthole.
I'm gonna assume more than just buttholes, though.
So. Yeah, I mean I know a guy personally who does content on there with his spouse or significant other.
I don't know that I could do that. So
I don't know that I would want anybody.
Like they bone each other.
Well, I'm assuming that it's only one-way boning, but but I don't know what he's into. I don't know if
I mean, a little pegging never hurt anybody.
I don't think I'm interested in pegging. Well, I know I'm not interested.
Little pegging. Yeah.
Take this, boy.
Turn over my turn. So I think when it actually started, I don't think they intended it to be that way. I think they just wanted a place, or what I read, they just wanted a place where creators could go on and I don't know, just have a subscription based thing so they could get paid to create, essentially.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and
the market decides what happens, right?
It's true. I think it started back in 2016-ish. And I think at first it had like super low subscriptions and content, and I think only in the recent 2-3 years it's kind of exploded.
Exploded is a good term.
Nah, I see what I did there.
You get paid to watch it. People pay to watch your explosions.
They don't pay to watch my explosions. I don't have those kind of explosions.
Well, so what about the aspect of your primary job firing you or suspending you for your actions on this website?
Yeah, see, what I want to know is who found the fact that I'm on that site. Like, obviously that person works with me or knows me in some capacity. They had to be on it to find me, right?
Exactly.
Why aren't they in trouble?
Yeah, why aren't you in trouble if I'm in trouble for posting on it, why aren't you in trouble for finding me?
Yeah. So stupid. Like those teachers in, where were they? I don't fucking remember.
I don't know. There's been a few of them here lately.
They were from Missouri. They were from the same place. They were from the same school.
Were they?
Yeah, so one teacher apparently was outed and fired, although I think they say that she wasn't fired for that reason. It was something else.
All right.
And the second teacher had started an OnlyFans in like June, and she did it a little bit, and then when that other teacher got fired, she was like, oop, and stopped it, and then she got fired for some other reason. Well,
so, I mean, like a lot of jobs, like my job has clauses in their terms for employment as conduct unbecoming. And I guess they're trying to fire them for that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, because people have what, I can't think of the term.
Oh, are you talking about, no, it's not sodomy stuff. It's the... Some sodomy stuff.
It's not sodomy stuff. It might be.
It might be. We don't know.
I fucking can't think of it. Anyhow, But yeah, I mean, so whenever I did research on it, so apparently these teachers, first of all, one of them was making like 10K a month. And with her teaching job makes like
3 or 4.
like maybe 2 if she's lucky.
Right. Sounds like you got a new job.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, 10K. I mean, how can you? I mean, you can't pay your bills very well on a teacher salary. I mean, your wife is a teacher. Can she pay her bills by herself?
Well, I mean, she did for a while.
If you include, okay, so if she were single and she had a house, could she?
No, she couldn't live comfortably. You have to make sacrifices on the things that you can afford to cut back on.
She could OnlyFans it.
She could OnlyFans it.
She could show her butthole and get paid for
it. Well, I guess I pay her to see it one way or another. You
bought her a ring to be able to do it.
Yeah.
That's gross. You so nasty.
Well, you are too.
Anyhow. So, yeah, I mean, if I were the teacher, I'd be like, all right, I'm fired. I think she actually liked teaching children, though.
I think that, there's definitely a grievance there. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody sues the school district. And I think that eventually there's going to have to be an official policy about it with most school boards instead of just, I can only assume what the issue is conduct unbecoming, because it's not like she's advertising it to her children, and it's not like she's walking around the school advertising her website.
That brings up another point. Family members.
What about them?
If you were doing an OnlyFans, okay, wouldn't you be worried? I mean, because let's face it.
Would I be worried that you wanted to see it?
No, because I don't subscribe to OnlyFans, but like, there's a lot of people that subscribe to OnlyFans, and wouldn't you be surprised? Like, wouldn't you be worried that your future children, or I don't know, a dude in your family would stumble upon that shit? And how embarrassing would that be?
Well, I mean, there's a certain amount of personal responsibility, right? Like you have to be aware that you don't exist in a bubble, and that the things that you do could be stumbled across by other people, right?
I exist in a bubble.
Right.
Bubble boy.
And I mean, I guess if you're being realistic with yourself and with everyone else, you have to come to the realization that maybe you're going to have this conversation at Thanksgiving one time.
What a great Thanksgiving topic. So, Grandma, how's it going? Oh, it's great, honey. I heard that you show your butthole.
I saw Casey's butthole on the internet.
On the internet. Because Grandma's going to be looking. Grandma is an OnlyFans. Woo.
You notice how never mind.
What?
The name that I used. It wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional.
That's funny.
No offense, Casey.
Bah. I'm sure if she could get paid for it, maybe she would do it. I don't know.
She probably would.
You never know.
You never know.
So,
but is there a market for dudes? Like, I'm not saying I'm interested in doing it, but like,
you wouldn't do it if you could do 10K a month. I mean, that's some
I would do
serious
it for 10K a month for sure. Yeah. But I mean, who wouldn't? But
you'd have to think of your market. So you would be trying to market toward other dudes, because females don't go on to see
right.
Dudes
it's the same
jump.
Reason why these restaurants exist, like Hooters and but the opposite doesn't exist. Like, there's not a restaurant where girls go and look at dudes, because girls don't pay money for things like that.
I mean, they do go to strip clubs. There are girls
that go to strip clubs infrequently, and I feel like the ones that do it,
bachelorette parties.
Right.
Yeah, probably. But I stumbled upon a story where this girl was on OnlyFans, and she figured out that her stepfather was one of her subscribers.
They make content like that.
Can you imagine the embarrassment for one, I'd be embarrassed that he found it. For another, I'd also be slightly annoyed that he was a subscriber of mine.
Yeah, I think that makes Thanksgiving dinner a painful conversation.
I think she ended up the way she found it, like she had to find out who he was some backwards way. She ended up figuring out a phone number because she knew it was somebody that she knew. So she figured out a phone number and then went through her contacts and systematically figured out who it was.
You start typing the number in your phone and like, oh, that's my stepfather.
Yeah, so that's how she figured that out. And then she approached him and told him that either he told her mom or she would. I don't know how that conversation would go.
Right. I'd like to be a fly on the wall in that.
Yeah. So as a mom, are you mad that your husband is watching your stepdaughter, or
at least he's
are you
keeping
okay
it in the family,
that it's
right?
like staying just at watching and not approaching or whatever?
Well, at least he's.
I mean, you're not okay with it either way, right?
Supporting her lifestyle, right?
That's right. You can just be like, I was doing it so she would have money.
Yeah, I'm helping her pay her bills.
I just want her to be okay.
You do you, boo-boo.
So when doing research for this, I found that apparently the average creator makes between 150 and 180 a month, which makes it not worth it in the dull hairs, which makes it not worth it in the least.
Well, I think if it's something that you're like, it's pictures that you're already taking, and then you're making an extra 200 smackers off of it, maybe.
Yeah, but they don't do pictures, do they? It's video.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't subscribe to it, so I don't know what's on there.
I did talk to my wife, and I told her we discussed this, and I told her if there were a way for me to like have a room in the house dedicated to being like a clean room, like you have plastic down, because there's a market for people that sit on cakes and pies and shit.
I've heard about that.
If I could get paid good money to do that, I might think about doing it.
As I said, it only works in one direction. It doesn't work the other way.
Well, yeah, you can't sit on a pie and people be like, "Ooh, that's so sexy." I mean, I don't think I could sit on a pie and people be like, "Ooh, it's so sexy."
That's so sexy.
I think it's just the act of it squishing or whatever. I'm not exactly sure what the deal is with it.
I don't know what the appeal to it is. I don't have that fetish.
You don't have a food fetish?
Or a foot fetish. Or whatever.
Foot.
I was friends with a guy I still am friends with a guy who has a foot fetish, and some of his stories, I don't remember any specifically, but I remember him. He'd always talk about their dogs, and he was referring to their feet.
Oh.
And
so does he pay people to send him foot pictures? Because apparently there are people that do that shit too.
That's a conversation we haven't had.
Be like, so dude, do you approach women and say, "Hey, will you send me pictures of your feet?"
Right. Here's $100.
I'll pay you.
Here's $100 hairs.
I'll pay you money for feet photos.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't either. That's weird and interesting all at the same time.
What else you got written down there?
In my research, shoot, I found a whole bunch of shit. So the top creators are all like, the majority of them are like celebrity type. Like,
oh yeah.
D-list celebrities like Black China. Apparently she's like the top creator, and she makes this is gonna 20 million a month.
What?
20 million a month. She is the top creator. Is that not fucking crazy?
That is nuts.
And so
what's nuts is that I don't understand. I genuinely don't understand why people pay for it, because with little creative Google searching, you can find the stuff for free to see what you want to see.
But can you see who you want to see?
I think with a few exceptions, yeah, for the most part, I think you can.
Because I don't think you could. Well, I don't know anything about Black China, so I don't even know what she does. But I don't know that you
I
can
just learned that
find
there was
whatever she does on
I just learned that there was a
OnlyFans.
celebrity named Black China.
She was married at one point, I don't know if she still is, to the Kardashian brother, Rob, I think his name is. Anyhow, I think there's only one.
You're asking the wrong member of my house.
I think there's only one Kardashian. Rob Kardashian is the only brother. If he's not, sue me. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, so she at one point belonged to him. I don't know if she still does. She might.
Right. Well, I mean, ultimately, I guess the conversation leads to we're just a little jealous, right? That they're able to attain this amount of monthly income for essentially winning the genetic lottery, right? Like
I don't know if it's genetics or stupidity, but whatever.
potato.
I mean, it takes a certain kind of gumption to do that shit.
It does.
But see, also, what you got to think about is you're doing OnlyFans to make a living, but then when you want to get out of it, what are you going to do after that? I mean, you have nothing on your resume. Be like,
yeah, now all this stuff is out there.
Yeah, you're going to approach a job and be like, I know I don't have any experience, but
right. But look at my butthole.
I can take my top off with the best of them.
I really
can't do that in the office.
I
No,
really know how to get a promotion, sir.
That's right. Under the desk.
Is there room under that desk?
I don't think teenagers think about this.
No,
stuff.
They don't. I mean, well, we didn't when we were young. We didn't think about the
I also
future.
didn't want to film myself naked for people either.
No. I can't imagine a scenario where anyone would want to see me naked.
So other things for OnlyFans, the users, this is going to be shocking, 87% are male. Oh my god, that's so shocking.
I'm surprised that there's 13% that are female. Right? I'm surprised it's that high.
It is not 13% female, it's 10% that are female. The other 3% refuse to say.
Or canine.
They refuse to say. They're not going to say whether they're they.
They're canine or...
they're neither male nor
their
female.
dog subscribes to it.
Well, that's a good idea. If you don't want to let anybody know, be like,
what about OnlyFans for dogs? Like you can show close-up pictures of your dogs in risque positions.
Do people want to see a dog's red rocket just randomly?
I mean, no.
I mean, I don't.
I assume it's a very niche audience.
Probably. I'm gonna agree with that.
Red rocket.
That's gross. South Park. So funny.
Yeah. Hilarious.
So also, I came across, and this is funny yet bad story. So this girl writes in on Reddit, and she wants to know if she's the asshole because she outed her sister's OnlyFans to her parents. And her reasoning was her sister, I guess pissed her off for one, but she was using her nickname, so the name that she was called.
Like Binks?
Like Binks. So like you did it and your name on OnlyFans was Binks. So you're using my name. Okay. And you're making money on OnlyFans using my name. But if my name were well known to everybody, I don't know that it is, but whatever.
I can think of like 3 people
in all of our friend circle. If everybody knew that that's what I went by, then they would know that that's me. The other kicker is they're twins.
Okay.
So she's using her nickname.
Like identical?
They're identical twins. And she found out because one of her friends found the account on OnlyFans and like texted her or messaged her and was like, "Hey, is this you?" And she was like, "What the hell?" She was like, "No." And then she ratted her out to her parents, and her parents got her in trouble.
I think your sister might be missing an opportunity here. Like,
For
You
what?
join in on some pictures with your sister, and then like there's some money. People want to see that.
Yeah, but sisters don't want to do that.
Like it's even in
Okay, normal sisters don't want to do
twins,
that.
Basil.
Twins don't want to do that shit at all. They don't want to do that.
It is a little creepy. Imagine your sister like doing relations with your sister with someone else.
I was going to say without anybody else in the room. That's incest and weird.
Right.
But yeah, even with another person in the room, it's still weird. I don't really want to see my sibling naked ever.
You're one of my favorite people, and no, I don't want to see you naked.
Never.
I can't imagine a scenario where that sounds like a good idea.
Me either. So, also, interestingly, OnlyFans grows daily with 7,000 new creators per day. I think that's globally.
Yeah, that would have to be globally. Still that's...
there's a lot of damn people in the world. It might not be globally.
Well, so who's OnlyFans competition?
I don't know that they were... porn sites? I don't know that they really have any. They get 500,000 new subscribers a day.
Yeah. Well, sounds like we need to get a server and start our own.
I know, right? Okay, so OnlyFans takes 20% of what creators make.
Right.
So, the company's worth like billions of dollars. So if you go in and you make a similar type app, whatever.
Right.
If you make a similar type database like OnlyFans and you only take 10%, so you undercut them, you'd still be worth billions, just less billions than OnlyFans.
Right. And I agree with the conversation. It's just, as you know, us being regular people, regular Joes, we don't have the money to buy server farms. And we can start small.
It's all coding, right? You got to learn how to code it. Because, of course, you can't take like screenshots from OnlyFans. You can't save anything from OnlyFans.
I have rudimentary Photoshop skills. I can make some things happen.
You can secure the shit out of it with your Photoshop skills.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what Photoshop is for. It
translates directly.
That's what Photoshop is for.
So
the different ways creators make money is like subscriptions, which I'm sure is their bread and butter. They also can sell private content to their subscribers.
Right.
And then OnlyFans has a referral program. So, like, if you refer somebody and they start making money, you make a percentage of their money.
Okay.
And I feel like that's pretty great, but I don't know how you refer somebody on OnlyFans.
So there's some names on this list that one in particular that intrigues me.
At the top makers?
Right. That intrigues me because I thought last I had heard she was done doing porn.
Talking about Bella Thorne?
No, Mia Khalifa. I thought she was like out of the industry.
I don't know how old that list is because apparently Bella Thorne doesn't do it anymore, but I guess nobody's topped her making, so she made 11 million.
She made so much that she's still on the list.
Yeah. Apparently she made like $1 million in an hour.
That is nuts.
In an hour. Like she told people she was going to start it. She started it, made $1 million, and she did it for a little while and then quit.
Well, there's this girl on that I used to watch a little bit on TikTok, and she's well endowed, but she tried to make comedy content, and then after a few episodes or a few tries, she realized that the biggest draw to her
is her boobs.
Yeah, and
because guys,
right? But she still tries to do her comedy. The point is, so she started a Patreon, and I forget what she was charging. I looked at it, like, I think it was like,
Can you do porn content on
I think
Patreon?
you can do anything you want.
Like, you can just be like, hey, my subscribers on Patreon get something special.
Yeah, that I don't know. But, so I happened to look the other day, and I think I don't remember what she was charging, like $10. I don't remember. But she had, just in her first, like, week, I want to say there was like 50,000 people subscribing to her Patreon. Like, she went from making, whatever money she was making yesterday to all of a sudden that money just overnight.
So what is she doing on her Patreon?
I don't know. I think from what I've heard people say is that it seems like it's mostly skits and premium Instagram stuff is what I would say.
Oh. So tell me, whenever you would see her on TikTok, would you be like, man, her boobs are funny? Is that the way you think of it?
Her boobs are funny. They bring a smile to my face.
I don't know what she looks like, but her boobs are hilarious.
I don't know what she's saying, but this is hilarious.
She's got some great comedic boobs.
You're right. Well, I mean, yeah. Men are easily distracted, right? It's like a moth to a flame. You see jigglies come out and like start drooling.
My eyes are up here. What?
She had a tear on her breast.
She had a tear on her breast. That's the only way you know something's going on.
Well, welcome to our idiocy.
That's right. We're Phaleon and Binks of the Blue Lounge Podcast. That's our show, and thank you for spending time with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Until next time.